and that's what it should be.
Congressman, I'm going to ask you to speak on behalf of all elected representatives, which is entirely unfair to you, but it's the nature of the format. What is the barrier politically for the political will to make this type of a change?
Well, to be honest, for an incumbent, something like that is pretty good. We already have high name ID, and of course, we're only talking about the portion of that checkoff that's going to fund the incumbent. But if you're, let's say, going to give $1 million to a candidate, then that means the Peace and Freedom, the Libertarian, the Green Party, and the Democrat in my race, they're all going to want $1 million. So you have to be a little careful what you wish for. But there's no question that public access.
But my question is, what is the barrier? We may not have the perfect solution in this conversation. I'm quite sure we do not. But the problem is obvious, and it's what is frustrating, I think, to a lot of folks is just try to identify the barrier to beginning the process of changing from a system that's so clearly not one man, one vote.
Well, look, there's no question that money is free speech the way we've set it up, and it's been set up that way for a long time, and we've tried to limit and corral and define it, but we haven't done a very good job of changing it. The access to real debates, the access to the airwaves, not just for the incumbent, for the challenger, is one of the great barriers to getting on. If you look at media markets like Chicago, can you imagine how different things would be? Not if you gave them money, but if you gave them hours of access to positive debate and positive actual effort. It would change all those negative ads, because instead of money to tear down your opponent, you'd have access to have debates. We used to do more of that. We're doing less of it. And it's part of the reason that the voters on Election Day only know what's wrong with the other candidate based on a huge amount of money being spent, rather than what's wrong with our country and which candidate could make it better.
Yeah.